Symbols of peace and hope, bright colors and beautiful artwork adorn this wall at the Alfonso Wells Memorial Playground on Burwood in Detroit. But there's another side to the wall, an ugly side, that dates back to the 1940s.
This is governmentally sanctioned apartheid, where the government saw fit to actually put in a physical barrier to separate the races.
Jeff Horner is a senior lecturer with Wayne State University's Department of Urban Studies and Planning. He says the 6-foot concrete wall was built by a developer in 1941, so the federal government would approve a new housing project intended for white families only. The wall runs about half a mile near 8 Mile in Wyoming. Without it, the project was considered too risky for investment.
At least in some parts of history, there's a narrative of the federal government as an agent of progress. And there are examples of that. And then there are also, very concrete examples of when the federal government required and sanctioned segregation, and not just in the South, right? This is right here in Detroit.
According to published reports, Detroit builder Harry Slatkin proposed extending the wall in the 1950s, but his proposal was rejected.
We had no idea it was a segregation wall. Like I was saying, my parents never talked about it, and neither did my grandmother.
Teresa Moon and her family moved to Burwood in 1959 when she was just 6 years old. She says she was 15 before she finally learned why the wall was really there.
I can't take away what it is, okay? I can't not tell the kids that are growing up over here now what it is and why they built it and how anybody would have the audacity to build something so minimal. It's only 6 feet high. It's 12 inches wide. I can get on my tiptoes and look over it.
The lesson is let people live wherever they want to live, eliminate racial prejudice and hatred, and I think everything will be fine.
So what does the future hold 75 years later in a country with a new president, still very much divided? Teresa says just thinking about it brings her to tears.
Stuff still happens. It's just not as blatant as this. Stuff still happens today, There's some places in this surrounding community that I won't go because I know that I'm not going to be treated fairly. And that's like a few miles from here. Is it ever going to change? Are we ever going to be able to the color of my skin is not going to matter? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully it's going to get better, especially for the kids, for the future.
At Detroit's 8 Mile Wall or Wailing Wall, I'm Robin Schwartz for the Detroit Jewish News and the Detroit Journalism Cooperative.